Hello, dear students. Welcome to this session. In this session, we'll start with a new chapter from Module 4. That chapter is queuing theory, or it is also called as a waiting line model. The waiting line model or the queuing theory, it was developed in the year 1903 by the Danish engineer, telecommunication engineer, that is A.K. Erling. So he has developed in the year 1903 to overcome the problem of traffic in the telephone operation. These waiting lines or the queues are omnipresent. Business of all types, industries, schools, hospitals, cafeterias, bookstores, libraries, banks, posts, petrol pumps, theaters, all have queuing problem. In day-to-day life, we also might have met such situations where in order to get our service to be done, we did waiting. The further, the queue through less apparent are waiting for a telephone operator to answer a traffic light, to change the morning mail to be delivered, and like that, many of the problems arise in our day-to-day life. The problem of waiting arises due to the some of the reasons. That is, if there is a too much demand on the facilities, so that we say that there is an excess of waiting time or inadequate number of service facilities. And other reason maybe is due to the less demand, in which case there is a too much idle facility or too many facilities. The waiting is not only applied for the customers or the entities who require or who desires the service. Sometimes vice versa, that is in opposite also it happens. That is, the service stations or the service centers may become waiting for the customer to arrive. So that is idle time also the part of this waiting. The queuing theory is the mathematics of waiting lines. This queuing theory makes a mathematical model for waiting lines, and it is extremely useful in predicting and evaluating the performance of the system. That is, in case of in order to analyze the characteristic of a given system and the elements of a given system, then evaluate the performance of each element of the system, and finally you can find out the utilization of the system or the efficiency of the system. Say for example, if it is a booking window for a railway reservation, then the customers will arrive in a queue, and the pattern of arrival of the customer, then the pattern of service provided to the customer, and the behavior of the customer, and the number of the service centers provided for the customer. These all make the system. Then by analyzing each of these elements of the system, we can find out the performance evaluation, or you can do the evaluation of the efficiency of the system. The queuing theory has been used in various areas such as operation research, manufacturing and system analysis. Traditional queuing theory problems refers to the customer visiting a store or similar to the request arriving at a device, so and so forth. The examples include waiting lines in cafeterias, hospitals, banks, theaters, airports, traffic control, libraries, etc. So here there is a formal definition for the queuing theory. It is the mathematical study of waiting lines or queues that enables mathematical analysis of several related processes, including arriving at the queue, that is entering into the queue from the back, waiting in the queue, and being served by the service channels at the front of the queue. Then application, as we have discussed, the queuing model can be applied to various situations where customers are involved, such as restaurants, cafeterias, supermarkets, airports, bus stands, railway stations, etc. Very useful in manufacturing units also, because the products which are manufactured through the different sequence of operations, they have to follow the sequence and they have to wait in front of the machines to get their turns to manufactured. Applicable for the problem of machine breakdown and repairs, then applicable for the scheduling of jobs in production control, and also it is applicable for minimization of the traffic congestions at tool at toll booths, then provide solution of inventory control problems. The queuing system and their characteristics. The basic characteristics of the queuing phenomenon or the queuing system are service center and service channel. Then the major constituents of a queuing system are, in brief, there are customers, there is a queue, that is a waiting line, then a service channel. You just see here in the figure, the customers are arriving and they will wait in the queue, which we call it as a waiting line, and they will get to they will be given the service from the service channels, 1, 2, 3, like that. There are service channels. They will be served. They will get the service from the service channels and they will leave the system. Then this waiting line and the service channels that are providing the service will make a system as a whole. You just see here the system, customers, and services in the queuing examples. Suppose if it is a receptionist counter, then reception desk or that counter itself is a system. Then people who require the service are called as the customers, and the receptionist who provides the service or who gives the help is the server. And similarly in the hospital as a whole is a system where the patients are the customers and the nurses and the other medical staff, they are the server. Then the airport as a system, we can say airplanes are the customers and the runways are the server. Then similarly in the road network, the cars are the customers, then the traffic lights are the server. And like that, grocery, where the shoppers or the customers are the customers, then they take the required groceries and check out from that is called the server. Then the station or the computer stations, where that is a DTP work, that itself is the system where the jobs arrive, which are called as the customers here. Then the CPU, disk, CD, whatever the facilities are given for used for getting that jobs done, it is called as a server. Then let us discuss the 7 important elements of the queuing model. They are the arrival distribution, service channel, service discipline, maximum number of customers, then maximum number of customers allowed into the system, then calling source for population, then customers behavior. So these are the 7 important elements of a queuing system. Let us see one by one. This arrival distribution is the pattern of customer arriving to the system to get their service. The arrival distribution is a random, normally it is a random arrival, means people will come or the customer will come and join into the system randomly. There is no any systematic pattern followed. But the management experts have assumed that the arrival distribution of the customers to the system falls in the or follows the Poisson's distribution. And the customer arriving per unit time is called as the arrival rate. That is number of customers arriving per unit time. Say for example, suppose if it is a booking window of reservation counter where the 5 people are coming per hour, it is called as the 5, it is the arrival rate, and this mean arrival rate is represented by the letter lambda. And suppose, as I have told, there are 5 people are arriving to the booking window in 1 hour. Means for every 12 minutes, a customer arrives to get his service and joins the system. This 12-minute is called as the mean interval of arrival or the mean interval. Then the second one is service distribution. This service distribution is the pattern of customers leaving the system, or the after getting their service, the people or the customers leaving the system is follows a certain pattern, which we call it as a service distribution. Then the number of customers served per unit time is called as the service rate. Then the symbol which is used for representing this mean value of service rate is by the letter mu. Then service channel. The service channels are facilities who are performing the services to the customer. The booking window is the service channel. Then in the hospital, as we have seen that the nurses or the medical staff are the service channel. And this may have a single service channel or multi-service channel. The number of the channels provided for the service may be single, or it may be more than one also. That is multiple service channels. The number of service channels are denoted by the letter C. Then service discipline. The service discipline means what? It is the rules by which customers are selected from the queue for the service. The most common discipline is first come, first served. The other include last come, first served, or sometimes priority based service rule. So that is the rules by which the customers are given, means the customers are selected from the line for the service. Normally, in the most of the times, the first come, first serve kind of rules will be followed. Say, for example, as we have discussed in the previous examples for the queuing theory or the waiting line problems, the person who enters into the system will get the chance to serve, and the person who enters afterwards will get the next chance. Means who comes first will get the service first. That is the first come, first serve. This is also called as the first in, first out, FIFO. And sometimes the last come, first serve, that is the entity which enters into the system last will be served first. So that is also called the last in, first out, LIFO, LIFO. This normally happens with the goods or the entities which are stored in the godowns. Say, for example, if the godown or the storeroom is empty at the beginning, the entities which are palleted or which are stacked in the godown will occupy the space or the volume provided in the godown. And while removing them, the entities which have been placed there in the last will be taken out from that store first. So that is the last in, first out, or the last come, first served is the another discipline of the service. And one more discipline of the service is priority. So the based on the priority, based on the emergency, the customers will be selected for the service. Then maximum number of customers allowed in the system is the one of the 7 elements of a queuing system structure. So where the number of customers in the system can be allowed. It may be the number of the customers which are allowed in the system may be finite or infinite. The finite means what? Only the limited number or a particular set of customers are only be allowed in the system for the service. Infinite means only the any person from the a large mass or the large population can be allowed to enter into the system for the service. For example, you take an example of the garages where we take our bike for the service. Suppose if there are 10 service stations, then the service center will allow only the 10 bikes into the line for the service, because all 10, suppose if 11th bike comes for the service, then his entry into the system will be denied because all the 10 service stations have been occupied, means the service will be denied for the 11th bike. So this kind of customer allow for the system is called as the finite number of customers, and the infinite means what? Whatever the number of customers are there, they are allowed to enter into the system. Then the calling source or the population, the source which generates the customers, or the calling source may be a finite or infinite. The people who are coming from the population is called as a calling source. And again, as we discussed in the number of customers allowed, here also the calling source may also be the finite or infinite. If the restricted population is only allowed for the enter into the system, then it is called as a finite source of calling. And if any number of people from the source can be allowed into the system, then it is a infinite calling source. Then finally, the customer's behavior. The behavior of the customer also plays important role while analyzing the performance or the utilization of the queuing system or the system. There are three common behaviors of the customer. So one is called as the balking, another one is called as the reneging, and one more is jockeying. So what exactly are these? Let us see that. The first customer, that is the balking, means if a customer decides not to enter the queue since it is too long, it is called as the balking behavior of the customer. Suppose it might have happened in our life or the day-to-day life also it may happen. Suppose if we go for service for a certain system, and when you see that there are so many number of people are waiting in the queue, then we will feel that it is a waste of time to wait or to enter into the system and waiting for the too much time and getting the service. So instead of that, it is better to not to join the system is the thought we get in our mind by looking at the large queue. So such kind of behavior of the customer, that is the customer who decides not to enter into the queue due to the too long queue in the system. So that kind of behavior of the customer is called as the balking. Then the reneging means the customer will enter into the queue even after knowing that it is a too long, but after certain period, he loses the patience and he will decide that decides not to continue to wait into the system, better to leave this system. So such kind of the mentality or the behavior of the customer is called as the reneging. Then one more type of behavior of the customer is jockeying, where there are in that suppose if the system is having two or more number of service channels, then there are two or more number of queues. Then the customer will enter into the queue, and after certain period, he feels that another queue line or the other waiting line is moving faster than his line. Then he will jump into that line, and again after certain period, again he will feel that instead of this line, the another line is moving more faster than this line. Then again he will jump into that line. So the jumping from one line to the another line for that kind of behavior is called as the jockeying. So dear students, please see that in the previous question paper, many of the times the definition of these three have been asked. Then operating characteristics of the queuing system. So please, these are very, very important because in the problem, these operating characteristics of a queuing system will be given. And based on that, we need to find out some outputs from the system that we'll discuss later on. So here the operating characteristics of a queuing system includes, the first one is queue length. And this queue length is denoted by L suffix Q. The queue length means average number of customers in waiting in the queue to get service. And this average number of customers does not include the customer who is under service or who is being serviced. Means the purely the customers who are waiting in the line, they are considered as a queue length. System length means it is the along with the queue length, the customer who is also being served is considered in the total length. So that is called the system length. The system length means what? It is the average number of customers waiting in the system, including those waiting as well as those being serviced. So that is called the system length. Then waiting time in the queue, that is denoted by W suffix Q. The average time for which the customer has to wait in the queue to get service is called as the waiting time. The total time in the system is the average total time spent by the customer in the system from the moment he arrives till he leaves the system. It is taken to be the waiting time plus the service time. When the customer, the time at which the customer enters into the system and the time at which he leaves, that difference is called as the total time in the system. Then finally, it is a utilization factor, which is denoted by rho. It is the proportion of time a server actually spends with the customer, and it is also called as a traffic intensity. That is, utilization means what we can call it as a efficiency. That is how much that the server or the service channel actually spends the time with the customer. So that will decide the utilization factor. So these are the some of the theories related with the queuing system. And in the next session, we'll start with what is actually given in the queuing problem and what is to be found and how the processing is done in order to get the result. Thank you.